Today we're talking about why picking an area is crucial to your success. This is the Enjoy Life podcast, here to help you choose your mindset, goals, and actions so that you can guide your life in the direction that you want it to go and enjoy it. It does take a little bit of work, some effort on your part, but that effort is worth it because this is your life and you can experience the benefits of the work that you do. And this podcast is here to help. Life doesn't magically turn out exactly how you want. It's up to you to make it happen. Now, you may not have chosen to be exactly where you're at right now in your current situation, but you will choose what you do about it. If you're ready to put forth a little bit of effort, take some small steps toward living the life that you want, then you're in the right place. Let's get started. Welcome to episode 124 of Enjoy Life. I'm glad that you're here and joining in. It must mean that you're interested in enjoying life and being intentional with what you do and choosing your mindset, goals, and actions. I hope that's something that you're interested in, or at least open to learning more about, and discussing, because, well, that's what we're going to do here. I mentioned in the very beginning, today's episode, we're going to talk about why it's so important to choose a life area, why that's crucial to your success, so that you can focus on that and make the progress that you want. That's what we're about to dive into. Now, you can always go to nickmazy.com, find more material related to mindset, goals, and actions. If you want the show notes, like the full post for this episode, you can just go to that website, nickmazy.com, and search for 124. In the middle of magnifying glass, search for 124, and that'll pull up episode 124. And that works for all the episodes, obviously. And also, if you like to connect with me, get to know me a little bit more, you can find me on Instagram. It's just at nickmazy. Send me a DM, tell me what you're working on, or just say hi. It'd be great. So on to today's topic. Today we're talking about why it's crucial to pick an area that you want to make progress in. So you have to choose where you want to focus if you want to make progress. And it's so powerful, the simple choice of choosing where you're going to focus. If you have a goal, if you want to make some improvements in your life, and if you're like a lot of people, if you're like myself, then there's a lot of areas that you want to improve. You want to make life in general, you want to make your whole life better. But trying to do all of that, you just can't. You can't. You have to choose where you want to focus. Because when you focus on a specific life area, when you focus on where you want to address first, it adds power. It's like taking a magnifying glass to the sun's rays. And if you've ever done that, you hold a magnifying glass up, and the sun kind of comes through and it focuses. You focus that sun, all that power of those rays, down to a specific little point, and it adds so much power that it'll take a little leaf and it'll light it on fire. And that's the same thing when you take your efforts. When you have that desire to improve, make changes or anything to better your life. When you take that effort and that desire and you focus it down to a specific area, it makes it so much more powerful. And that's what allows you to make that progress, is that power. And when you focus on a specific life area, it also gives purpose. Then all that work and that effort that you're putting into, making changes, making improvements, making that progress, all that you're putting into it, it has a specific purpose because you know the life area that you're working to improve. It's not just this general, well, I'm just bettering my life, which is awesome. But bettering your life in general is awesome. But when you have that power of that focus, then you also have the purpose that the focus gives, because specifically this is the area that I'm making improvements in. And you'll hear me talk about this, or you've heard me talk about how important it is to know the why, the reason why you're putting in all this effort. If you want to stick to something, you got to know why you're doing it. And when you have a specific life area, that you're trying to improve, then knowing your reason why is easier, and it's easier to keep it in the front of your mind so that you can make that progress. So, like I said, focus on a specific life area. It helps give you power, helps make your actions powerful. Helps make you to make improvements because you have that power. It also helps to give you purpose to your actions, so that when you're pursuing that improvement, you know exactly why, because you have that purpose. And those really help you to make the progress. Picking a life area to focus on really helps you to make that progress, because it is focused, because you're able to move forward in that area because you're not distracted by everything else, and you're able to make that progress. So this is why I'm really suggesting that you pick a life area that you want to focus on to address first. Now, I really want you to think about this. I really want you to think about which area of life, your life, you would like to start to make progress in, now. What's the most important for you to address first, or what are you most passionate about? Where do you feel that biggest need that you should really make the progress in, first, now in your life? And it's good for you to start to think about this. Not just for the reasons that, I just laid out, but in this podcast, we're about to dive into a series, and we're going to stay on this goals train for a little while. I'm going to kind of walk you through, picking the different life areas, that you're going to address. And then we're going to go through the next few episodes are all going to be about how you can make progress in that area and how you can create targets for that area and overcome obstacles so that you can really move forward, to live the life that you want, to enjoy your life more and have it be more how you want it to be. That's what we're going to be diving into. So starting with what life area you're going to focus on first is a key part to it. So, and along those lines, make sure you do subscribe to this podcast so you do not miss any of the upcoming episodes. Okay. So now, what about the other life areas? Well, if you pick one life area, are you neglecting all the other ones? No, by no means. Narrowing your focus to just one or two, it's not neglecting them. It actually helps those other areas improve by just focusing on one or two, because you can make progress in one of those areas. You can gain a little bit of momentum. You can move forward a little bit. You can develop some new skills and abilities. You can feel energized because of the progress that you've made, and that'll help you to then improve other areas. As well as sometimes improving in a key life area actually ends up spilling over to the other ones. All right, so let's take Jack, for example. Jack decided that he was going to focus on improving his health and finances. He picked two life areas he was going to focus on first. He knows he really needs to improve, and work on a lot of other areas in his life. And he wants to address them too. But see, Jack starts with health and finances because, well, he knows he can't focus on everything all at once. And he knows that if he focuses on everything, he's really focusing on nothing. And so he chooses to make some progress on his health and his finances. And what's really cool for Jack is that by making progress in these two areas, he ends up impacting a lot of the other areas of his life. One of the other areas of Jack's life that he wants to make improvements in, is some of his relationships. Well, he knows that if he's in better health, that he's going to have more energy. He's going to be able to be more attentive to the people in those relationships and be able to make some progress on that too. He also wants to make some improvements in his work, his vocation, but he really needs to, take some additional training, and that's going to cost him some money. And he knows that if he can be a little bit better with his finances and improve that area, it's going to allow him to afford some of the training that he wants to get so that he can further advance his career. And what's interesting is you can kind of see how specifically health and finances, they really spill over into other areas of Jack's life. And so Jack is going to address these two areas first. He's going to set some key targets for him and his life in these areas, really pursue them with that focus so that he can have the power and the purpose and make the progress that he wants. And then it's going to spill over into some of the other areas that he wants to improve. At the same time, once he's made progress in these two life areas, then he can specifically focus on some of the other ones and make even more progress. Well, I think Jack's going to succeed. I think Jack's going to do a great job. What do you think? How about you in your life? Which area of life would you like to focus on addressing first so that you can make some of the progress that you want? Think about that. So you are capable of achieving great things. You're capable of guiding your life to go in the direction that you want it to go. It is going to take some work and some effort. It's going to really take being intentional, which this whole episode about picking a life area. You're being intentional with where you're going to place that focus. So think about that. Where are you going to place your focus to make the progress that you want so that your life can be more how you want it to be? Start to select a specific life area, maybe one or two. And in these next few episodes, we're just going to go right through creating those targets and setting yourself up to make the progress that you want. So don't miss an episode. Make sure you do subscribe so you don't miss any at all.
If you enjoy this podcast, find it helpful, it'd be great if you would rate and review it so other people can find it. And I can't wait to dive into these next few episodes with you and you joining in, and hopefully help you to take some of the steps toward the life that you want so that you can enjoy it. All right. Thanks for listening. Take care, and I'll talk to you again soon.